yeah, you have the psychological side of it, but moving forward, you're allowing, you're letting Wemby know that, look, right now, pal, you're not controlling this game. We're going to do everything we can to exert, our dominance over you, mentally, physically, emotionally, all of it. And if they can do that, I think you're going to see a much better Oklahoma City team. But for San Antonio, you cannot have empty possessions. You have to get everything at this point. And look, 6:09 to go, they've cut it to 11. So a minute ago it was 20, and they've cut it down to 11. You have to get defensive stops if you're the Spurs. That should be an offensive foul. That should be an offensive foul on Holmgren. I don't know if it is or not. I didn't see which way the officiating or the officials were pointing. Bippin, good evening. Swag, good evening. Julie, good evening. Devante, I see you in here. Good evening. Hopefully all of you are well. And that was a foul on San Antonio. So there you go. San Antonio's just not playing. They're not, and now all of a sudden they are. San Antonio is playing much better all of a sudden. And there's another three, and now they've got it down to single digits. Now they've got it down to single digits, and that's where you want to be at the end of the third. If you can be down within single digits at the end of the third, that means then you've had your run, and you can get the lead in the fourth. Again, we've talked about this ad nauseum with this series, but this is the NBA Finals. Let's just call it what it is. This is the NBA Finals, and without question, you have a number of really good teams in the West. And Oklahoma City and San Antonio, they're the best two. And I think they're going to be the best two for a long time. So overall, I mean, again, you have a number of different guys that are stepping up, that are playing well. I mean, look at the series that Alex Caruso has had, other than Game 4, where he really didn't show up because they did a phenomenal job defensively. All of a sudden, he could be in the running for MVP the way he's played. And I know it's crazy to say that, but he's had a very good night. Again, he's having a very good night. Wembanyama's starting to heat up. He only had 11. Now he's at 14. Castle's starting to get going. Vassell has not. He's struggled tonight. Fox has struggled. Champagnie has been very good. Dylan Harper has to get going, though. And we've seen San Antonio go from around a 31 or 35% field goal percentage up 10 percentage points to 45. And that's where you want to be. You want to be over the 40, 45, even close to 50 if you can. Bippin, are you as surprised as I was to hear that Kenny Atkinson will be back next year? And I also saw that LeBron said he's not taking a pay cut to go play in Cleveland. So that tells me right then and there that Bron is only after one thing: money. Doesn't care about rings. Doesn't want to retire the right way and go back to Cleveland, where it all started. He simply wants the money. Well, exactly, yeah, and what his wife says as well. Yeah, that's right. That's accurate, yeah. Oh, there's Cheryl Miller, the former WNBA player. And not sure why they're showing her last night from the Garden. But be that as it may, obviously her relationship with Reggie Miller has been long talked about. Reggie is still skin and bones too, man. Still skin and bones. The Spurs are currently on a 14-2 run. And it's all been set up by their defense. If the defense gets them going, that's what happens here. And now, if you're Oklahoma City, you have to make sure that you're getting yourself in the best situations here. Caruso misses a three. Hartenstein fights for a rebound. Beautifully done. Caruso gets it back and they reset. Caruso with another three. Got it. Big shot by AC. And now they got to lock in defensively. If you're Oklahoma City, look, you've allowed them to get back into this. You have to be willing now to do what you need to do to get defensive stops. Get offensive rebounds. Do whatever you have to do against Wembanyama. Caruso, I'm telling you, he's a very underrated offensive player. He's a very underrated offensive player. He's like, and they talked about this in Chicago when he was here, and LeBron mentioned it too. He's very much an extension of the coaching staff. He gets the defense lined up. He's very much like a middle linebacker in that regard. He gets guys lined up correctly. He knows the defensive assignments. Now look at, they have a mismatch right there, and they don't go to Wemby because of who's on him. Alex Caruso. Because Caruso bodies him up. Caruso is not afraid of a physical game. He welcomes it. He welcomes it. And he does the little things right. That's why LeBron was so angry when the Lakers got rid of Caruso. And then he went to Chicago and became loved by Bulls fans. And I think he really kind of, found his niche there in Chicago and really kind of got known nationally, I think. It's back to a 9-point lead with 3:53 to go. De'Aaron Fox tonight has struggled. And I don't know if it's the ankle. I don't know what exactly is causing him to struggle tonight. I would assume it's the ankle, but again, I just, you have to wonder. But again, with Wembanyama out there, you have a decided mismatch, and immediately you see Wemby when he's on the bench. Oklahoma City's defense tightens up real quick, and they get much more physical. They get faster. It looks like when Wemby's out of there, and watch them now drive the lane. Watch them try to drive the lane. Because Wembanyama's not in there. Yeah, they have Luke Cornett, but Luke Cornett is not Victor Wembanyama. So with Wembanyama in there, or out of there, you have absolute free reign at the lane. And again, San Antonio cannot have empty possessions here. They just can't. San Antonio can ill afford empty possessions. And I know it's early. But you still have to be able to make things happen. And yeah, Bippen, I know you wish he would be, that AC, Alex Caruso, would be in Cleveland next year. I think he's got it made here in Oklahoma City. I'll be honest with you. He's competing for a title. That's why the Bulls traded him there. Was because they wanted to do right by him. Because I think they value him. At least Karnisovas did, Eversley did. I think that overall they valued, and I think the ownership did too. Reinsdorf loved him. So I think that overall that was the Bulls doing Caruso a solid favor there. Getting him to a contender. But I will say this much in terms of Cleveland next year, Bippin. I expect full sale changes within the Cavs. I just do. I don't expect the Cavs to look the same at all next year. And again, shocked by the Kenny Atkinson bringing back. I wonder what that means for Donovan Mitchell. I don't believe James Harden is, oh man, a big three from Vassell. Gets it down to 9 and he was fouled, so he's got a chance at a 4-point play. I think we've seen more 4-point plays in this NBA playoff than I think I can remember in a long time. And I tell you what, Isaiah Hartenstein has done a nice job defensively for the Thunder. He doesn't take many shots, but when he does, he makes them count. And I think that Hartenstein is really a nice matchup against Wemby because he's bigger, he's more physical than Holmgren, and I think he presents more of a key matchup for Oklahoma City in that regard. And I will say this too about Stephon Castle. The more I watch his game, he's kind of a throwback to his attitude. Just it's not good, and I tend to not like players like him just because he just tends to take kind of the cheaper shot, if you will, on other players, like he did just there at SGA. I mean, he was trying to go for the ball, but again, I think that overall you have a phenomenal team here in Oklahoma City and in San Antonio. This has been a very good series. And again, I think we're going 7. I think that's a given at this point. Man, Holmgren is just not good defensively. I mean, Champagnie had him going left, right, up, down, sideways before getting the bucket. I mean, just not good. And I know he's 7'1", but man, oh man, he cannot guard. He cannot guard a guard. He has to guard a 4. And if your 4 is a smaller guy and is somebody that is a little bit quicker, that's a problem. Watch, if the Knicks face the Thunder, that could be a very big part here. That could be a very big matchup in that series. And I agree, Bip, and we said this last night. Oklahoma City wins tonight. San Antonio wins on today's Tuesday, right? Yeah. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday is Game 7. And that would be an epic Game 7 because then you have the final starting on the 3rd. And which is, a week from tomorrow. So, yeah. Again, I just feel that overall this series is for the NBA title. Whoever wins this wins the NBA title, in my opinion. All right, we're going to take a quick timeout. We're going to be back here for the finish. We're going to hear from our good friends over at I Know a Guy Remodeling. And then we'll be back for the conclusion with the fourth quarter of the Spurs and the Thunder, as well as all the other sports headlines from a busy Tuesday in the sports world. We'll be right back here on the Last Row Podcast. Stay tuned. All right, hockey fans, playoff hockey teaches us one thing: toughness matters. And if your house has taken a beating over the years, cracked drywalls, outdated rooms, flooring that's seen better days, it might be time to send in the Enforcer. That's where I Know a Guy Remodeling comes in. Whether it's remodeling a kitchen, updating a bathroom, finishing the basement, new landscaping, giving your house a fresh look, these guys know how to get the job done without drama. No cheap shots, no blown leads, just solid work from people who actually care about quality. So if your home needs a little postseason push, reach out to I Know a Guy Remodeling, because your house deserves a championship caliber upgrade. You can check out a link to their Facebook page on our website, www.lastrowpodcast.com, because everybody deserves to know a guy. And now you do. I Know a Guy Remodeling. All right, we are back. It is a 10-point lead with 37 seconds to go. Wembanyama just is... I mean, I'm sorry. When he gets driving, he is absolutely a turnover machine. He is absolutely a turnover machine. And I'll be honest, I don't like his game when he drives. I just don't. I don't like his game when he drives. He needs to post up. He is so hard to defend in the post. My God, post him up. Oh, Mitch Johnson is going crazy on the sidelines right now. And that replay showed it did go off Oklahoma City, so they get a break there. And they pick up a cheap foul. Sean Sweeney doing the veteran move, coming over, corralling his coach. And he got a technical. They did call a technical on him. He was trying to ask for a review. And the crowd in Oklahoma City is wanting them to tee him up again. Yeah, he tried to challenge it. And the refs ignored it. Wow. That will be a big point of contention after the game tonight. So essentially, Oklahoma City here gets a 3. Yeah, that's a bad call by the officials. That's a very bad job of officiating. And it's back up to a 12-point lead. Now make it 13. Bad officiating right there. Can't argue with it. And he's got every right, Johnson does, to be pissed off. They're calling a foul on Dort. He better be careful not to get teed up. On De'Aaron Fox. All of a sudden, we're starting to see... Ooh, boy, I don't know about that. That might be a makeup call. That very well could be a makeup call. All right, let's talk here real quick while we have a little lull in the action as we're getting ready for the third quarter to end and the fourth quarter to begin. Let's go ahead and let's take a look at the NHL playoffs right now, or the NHL Stanley Cup playoffs. Excuse me. Sorry, guys. All right, so right now, currently, per the ESPN app, and I'm not going to lie, I'm looking at it right now, Vegas leads 1-0 in game number 4 with 7:57 to go in the second, excuse me. They are up 3-0 in the series, so they're looking for the sweep. Colorado came into the game tonight being, I mean, realistically, kind of the favorite from the regular season. I mean, they had 55 wins this regular season. So you would expect them to have a better showing against Vegas. But Vegas has been very dominant. Let's just call it what it is here. Vegas has dominated. And Vegas is showing why they are trying to go back-to-back. And they very easily could. They very easily could. So we'll keep our eye on that. A couple of other headlines from today in the world of sports. And I want to talk about it because it's a big story. It's huge, if I can just be blatantly honest. Bill, good evening. The story of the day is not good for Josh Jacobs, running back of the Green Bay Packers. He was arrested today and booked on several domestic violence charges, according to the Hobart Lawrence, Wisconsin Police Department. Jacobs, 28, was booked on charges of battery, domestic abuse, criminal damage to property, domestic abuse, disorderly conduct, domestic abuse, strangulation and suffocation, and intimidation of a victim. According to the jail records, strangulation and suffocation charge is a felony. The other 4 are misdemeanors. Jacobs was being held in the jail without bond. For the Green Bay Packers, this is not a good situation here. The Hobart Lawrence Police Department was dispatched to the alleged disturbance involving Jacobs on Saturday. Quote, "This remains an active and ongoing investigation. No further information will be released at this time," from Michael Rehnquist, the chief of the Hobart Lawrence Police Department, said in a statement. Jacobs, through his attorneys, denied the allegations. Josh vehemently denies the allegations, and this matter is in the early stages of investigation with important evidence that has not been made public. We ask for fairness and restraint while the judicial process takes its course, his attorney said. The Packers said they were aware of the matter involving Jacobs, quote, "As it is an ongoing legal situation, we will withhold from further comment," the team said in a statement. The NFL said it was aware of the report and has been in contact with the Packers. Green Bay began their OTAs Tuesday, and Coach Matt LaFleur has scheduled availability with the media on Wednesday. Look, just to put it plainly here, he's been the heart and soul of the Packers offense the last 2 years, I would say. And as somebody that watches Green Bay pretty regularly because of their rivalry and proximity to Chicago, Green Bay without Josh Jacobs is a very different team. Green Bay without Josh Jacobs becomes Jordan Love's team. And Jordan Love does not like that pressure, and he hasn't done well in that pressure. Let's just call it what it is. So this team without Josh Jacobs, if this happens to go into the season, which based upon the charges sounds like it might, that's a big problem for Green Bay. It's a huge problem. And I'm not sure what the court of public opinion will be. But if there's any kind of evidence that comes out, video, anything, the fact of strangulation and suffocation being listed there, that's bad. That's bad. And I don't care what the circumstances are. If you're trying to suffocate your victim, that doesn't look good. Doesn't look good at all. So Green Bay is going to have some issues here, and that's what I'd heard too. It was to his girlfriend, who was an influencer on Instagram. So I just don't know what to think. Being a Bears fan, look, you take the football out of it, okay? You hope for both of them, the Jacobs and the girl, that these aren't true allegations, because if they are, let's look at it from both sides here, okay? If they are true, Jacobs' career is done, okay? If they're false, his reputation in the court of public opinion is done. Because people will automatically jump to the conclusion of what is true versus what is false. And if the police have done anything to tamper with evidence or anything like that, that's a big problem. But in this instance here, just based upon the charges that he was brought in on, this does not look good for Josh Jacobs. This does not look good at all for Josh Jacobs. So, we're going to wait and see how this plays out, but this is a very big story that is only going to get bigger as the summer goes on. And depending on how the court sees it, he's being held without bond right now. And according to the arrest record, there's no date listed of when he's going to go before the judge. So in this instance here, you have a very bad predicament for Josh Jacobs. He could be locked up through the next few days. And if that happens, that's a problem. And if it comes out that he is in fact guilty of any of these charges, whether it's the 4 misdemeanors or the felonies, that's a big problem for Green Bay. And that's a problem for Jacobs, and that's a problem for the young girl. And I'm fearful that either way, this young man's career is done. And I mean that in the sense of his career in the public opinion forum versus his career on the field. Because now anywhere he goes, that's going to be where people are, the minute he touches the ball, they're going to boo him out of the building. They will boo him out of the building. Man, oh man, San Antonio is just completely throwing this game right now. Bad offense in transition. Wembanyama not even looking for the pass. I mean, it's just sloppy. This is the first game I've really felt like they were sloppy tonight. I mean, just uncharacteristic bad turnovers. And I mean, Oklahoma City is running. I mean, Wemby not keeping his head on a swivel, recognizing or wanting that pass, I mean, that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad for Wemby. Anyway, so yeah, Green Bay's got some issues here. Other news today. Joe Mazzulla, the Boston Celtics head coach, wins NBA Coach of the Year. He's the 4th from the Celtics to win that honor. He led the Celtics to 56 wins in 2025 and 26 and the number 2 seed in the Eastern Conference, despite Jason Tatum missing nearly all of the regular season with a torn Achilles. Boston lost to Philly in 7 games in the playoffs. Oh my gosh, Wemby did not convert on that layup or dunk. What is going on with him? I'm wondering if he's tired. I'm wondering if Victor Wembanyama is tired. I mean, he's asking for help on defense. Wow. That is a shock to me. That's a shock. That's a shock to me. If Wemby is tired, that's a shock. That's a big shock. Missoula got 62 of the first place votes needed. J.B. Bickerstaff got 29. Mitch Johnson got 9. Charles Lee from Charlotte got none. Jordan Ott got 1 second-place vote, 8 third-place votes. It really wasn't close, to put it mildly. Was not close at all. We see Mark Daigneault and his coaches huddled up, talking strategy as Chet Holmgren is at the line for his second up and in. Tom, good evening. Welcome in. Missoula, who turns 38 on June 30th, is the youngest winner of the award since 1975, since Phil Johnson. He's 238-90 in 4 seasons with Boston, the best record in the league over that time span. He's the fourth coach in franchise history to earn Coach of the Year, joining Bill Fitch from 79 to 80, Tommy Heinsohn from 72 and 73, and Red Auerbach from 64 to 65. So kudos to him. Look, he had a hell of a season. He's had a hell of a season the last 4 seasons as the Celtics head coach. So you can't look. The NBA got it right on that one. The NBA got it right. Speaking of getting it right, when will the Chicago Cubs get it right? I'm beginning to wonder. I truly am beginning to wonder if this could become a big problem for Craig Counsell. You've got a team that's undisciplined. You have really bad errors and mental mistakes taking place in the field for the Cubs. You have a team that's not hitting. You have pitching problems galore. You lost in the opening game of the series to Pittsburgh tonight, 12-1. You're on a 10-game losing streak. I'm concerned for Craig Counsell's job security. I'm wondering if he's lost the locker room. I'm wondering if Jed Hoyer has lost the locker room. I'm wondering what the confidence level is of the Ricketts family with Jed Hoyer right now. I'm wondering what the confidence level is with the Ricketts family with Craig Counsell right now. The Cubs are in a very bad spot. And they absolutely need to get it figured out and figured out quickly. Because if they don't, this season will spiral out of control very, very quickly. You want to talk about a fall from grace very quickly. It's happening in Chicago right now with them. On the south side, it's the complete opposite. You've got a team that people are starting to rally behind. They're game over 500 right now at 27 and 26. They've been playing very, very good. They're playing Minnesota tonight at home. It's the bottom of the 11th. The White Sox are beginning to be a fun team to watch. Whether or not people in Chicago will do so, I don't know. But I will tell you this much. They're a lot more fun to watch right now than the Cubs are. Because the Cubs are not good. The Cubs are struggling. And if the Cubs don't get this turned around, again, I wonder if Counsell's job or Hoyer's job is in jeopardy here. And the reason why I say that is because of the fact that Jed Hoyer is the one that put this roster together. Craig Counsell's the manager. He's given what he's given with the roster. Dustin Kelly should have been fired a year ago, their hitting coach. Their training staff should have been fired a year ago. They weren't. And now you have the most injuries to a starting pitching staff and pitchers in general that I've seen in my 44 years being on this earth. This is very, very bad for the Cubs. And I truthfully believe that if they are trying to make a change, meaning making trades and getting better pitchers and getting players that could make an impact right away, I'm concerned for the Cubs that they will then be baited into trading major prospects for guys that aren't that good and that you won't have, contractual control over, versus calling up some of your young pitchers, Jackson Wiggins being one of them. You have a pitching problem right now on the north side of Chicago. You have a hitting problem on the north side of Chicago. And let's just call it what it is here. The Cubs have to get better, otherwise the season's gone. The season could be gone very, very quickly for the Cubs. Big Bill, welcome back. Yeah, I agree. Oklahoma City cannot get complacent here. They have to get and stay aggressive. I think overall we've seen that a lot in these playoffs. Teams getting a little bit complacent and not wanting to follow through. Obviously, we saw that with Cleveland with that 22-point lead in the fourth quarter. But I don't believe that Mark Daigneault is going to allow that to happen. I just don't. I think he's too good of a coach. I think. So we will see what happens, though, here in the fourth quarter. It's an 11-point game right now. And, again, you have, San Antonio, if they can get this down again. I mean, look, we saw it in the third quarter. It's a game of runs. It's absolutely a game of runs. And, the offense has to flow through Wemby. But you've got to have other guys make plays. You have to. Other than Wembanyama. And look, I'm gonna say this right here now. Wemby, very quietly, is having a better night. He's got 19 points in 32 minutes. Castle has stepped up all of a sudden. Vassell hasn't done much. Fox hasn't done much. Harper hasn't done much. And he's been averaging, Wemby has 30 points and 14 boards. 30 and 13, excuse me. Tonight he's got 19 and 5. So Oklahoma City putting Hartenstein on him is keeping him out of the paint. It's keeping him out of the paint. He hits the free throw. It's a 10-point game. 7:25 to go. Looking at Oklahoma City, I'll tell you a guy who has really surprised me here tonight has been Isaiah Hartenstein. He has absolutely played a very, very good game in the sense that he has taken advantage of his opportunities when he's gotten the ball, and he feels confident. All right, we're down to an 8-point lead here. We're down to an 8-point lead. Well, and look, Bill, Caruso has done a very good job in this series. I mean, I have said it so far that, and there's Hartenstein again. There's Hartenstein again, having a very good night. He's got 12 points, 12 rebounds. I mean, he's got a double-double. You'll take that from him every night of the week. Caruso, to me, could be your MVP of this series. McCain for three. Got it. Oh, man, was that a big shot. Big shot from McCain. He's had a hell of a night. Hell of a night. 14 points in 27 minutes as a starter. SGA's got 30. Holmgren's got 16. Hartenstein's got 12. I mean, you can't ask for more. You can't ask for more from your starters than that. And then you get 17 from Caruso off the bench. Wallace has given you 7. Williams has given you 6. Jalen Williams has given you 3. I mean, look, you're utilizing your best players here. And that's why I think Oklahoma City has been so successful. Look, we've talked about it from the start of the series. Oklahoma City, to me, is just a deeper, more talented team than San Antonio. Not taking anything away from the Spurs, but I just think overall you have more to account for with Oklahoma City, in my opinion. And the fact that you have an extension of the coaching staff out there and Alex Caruso, who, again, I think has been one of the most influential and consequential players of this series. I mean, look, when he's had good nights, Oklahoma City has won. When he's had bad nights, they've lost. And what I mean by bad nights is not so much on the offensive side, but on the defensive side. That's where his calling card is with Alex Caruso, and that's how he's made his name. And I don't think people give him enough credit for being as good of an offensive player as he is. But he is an extension of that coaching staff. He gets everybody lined up on defense. He's like the middle linebacker of the defense. He gets everybody lined up. And that's what you want to see. And that's going to put a bow on this edition of the Last Row Podcast. I want to thank you so much for sticking around and being a part of it with us. We're going to stay live on TikTok as we continue to watch this game. We'll dissect it. We'll continue to talk about it. We will be back with you tomorrow night. Same time, same channel. Big thanks to I Know a Guy Remodeling and Forever Finds for their continued support of the show, as well as ARM Media Solutions. And until tomorrow night, I'll see you in the last row.